So, oh no! He's rendered speechless. Did something happen? Oh. I guess Alhazred doesn't like us for some reason. Whosoever climbs the cliffs of logic will defeat a Minotaur. The Minotaur eats our young in sacrifice. Alright. Oh hey, we have experience with sacrificing princesses. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna be imprisoned in the catacombs. You will need many tools and a clear wit. He must be allowed time to prepare. Yay! If only on the off chance that he'll save our daughter's life. You know, whatever. So yeah, granted time to prepare for battle. So, yeah, they're actually letting us leave instead of just locking us in the catacombs in an unwinnable situation, which is very polite. A labyrinth of rooms. And they put us at the bottom of the cliff. That's nice. Okay, we're still on duel. Alexander, do you have anything to say?
Alexander promises himself that he will not go home until he has determined what Casima's feelings are for him, and if she needs his help.
Okay. That's fair. Alright, well we did some cliffs. Those are fun. Alright. Well, that's about all we can do here. We don't want to return until we actually know what we're doing.
His magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Whoa. Alright. So there's a thing here. Let's talk to the cute little clam.
Why aren't you asleep like the other oysters?
Oh, I'm so weary, but I can't sleep. I have a terrible ache in my mouth.
What's wrong with your mouth?
No offense, but it hurts too much to talk.
The oyster's mouth hurts. Weird. Can we help?
Why don't you let me see if I can help?
No way! No one's looking in my mouth. I hate dentists.
Cute. Alright, well we know one way to put anyone to sleep.
If you're having trouble sleeping, perhaps you'd like me to read to you.
Hey, that would be great!
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine mackles,
Still not how you pronounce
stretched
that.
over the total of 53 1/8 bottles of wild beast lard.
That's also wildebeest? Oh,
Alexander sees nothing of interest on that part of the oyster.
no!
Yields a gilded minnow of precise measurements, 2,069 centidrills by 3,023 and 6/7 puns, not punts, as might be expected. This is not to say, however, in any sense whatsoever, that deviations in mean temperature of 5 or 6 dregs or so.
Alexander makes a grab for the pearl.
All right.
Hey! You fixed my mouth! It feels great!
The little oyster drifts into peaceful slumber with the rest of his oyster friends.
In the oyster bed. That's cute. I just got it. All right. So that's cool. We've got a pearl. That's pretty good. All these high-res portraits, I can't handle it. I'm kind of interested in this over here.
A string of letters floats in the water. The letters spell out, "Where are you going?" Alexander's heard of alphabet soup, but this is ridiculous.
Oh, here we go. Let's grab it.
Alexander picks up the object floating in the water. It appears to be a string of letters. They say, "Where are you going?" Alexander decides to keep the odd sentence, even though it is incomplete.
There's nothing incomplete about that sentence. Where are you going? Question mark. That's a sentence. All right. Well, anyway, now that we have a pearl, there's actually something very, very important we can do with
Alexander
it.
pulls out his magic map.
Yeah, if you don't like puns, you're gonna have a hard time
Alexander feels
with
a
the
strange
series,
pulling sensation.
with this game in particular, and with the Isle of Wonder in even more particular. Puns are great. All right, now we're back here. So I wonder if we can actually. Now I want to see what's up with the castle. All right, hey.
Alexander firmly addresses the guards at the Castle of the Crown, determined to get an audience with Cosima.
Good day, guard dogs. I am Prince Alexander of Daventry, and I would like...
Prince Alexander of Daventry? He's the one, Wolf.
See here now. We've been warned about you. Wazir al-Hazred has issued strict orders that you're not to be allowed anywhere near the castle.
Me? But I haven't even met the wizard.
I don't even know that guy.
Never mind your excuses. You're on our list of undesirables and will not be getting into the castle today or any day. Now off with you.
Okay. So they're not gonna like capture me or anything, but they're just not gonna let me in. Also, I totally heard Alexander say the wizard. I haven't even met the wizard. Alright. Well, that's interesting. I know the first thing I do when I see someone dump out the trash is rifle through it.
Alexander sorts through the odds and ends that the pawn shop owner dumped into the pot. Magic exploding gum wrappers, a shattered crystal ball, a cracked wand, a fake thumb. Near the bottom, Alexander finds a little glass bottle labeled ink. It appears to be empty, but Alexander decides to take it anyway. You never know when a small bottle will come in handy.
Speaking of that, actually, in the Inquisitor edition of Dragon Age Inquisition, which I bought for some reason, it came with like a quill and ink, except it didn't come with ink. It just came with a quill in like a little glass bottle, and that's kind of cool. Man, that thing was such a ripoff. But where?
Alexander's carrying a little ink bottle. It appears to be empty.
Can we interact with it?
Alexander shakes the bottle and imagines he hears a faint swishing sound, but decides he is mistaken.
Maybe we can use it.
There's no reason to use that there.
Oh, come on.
Alexander decides to open the empty ink bottle.
It's stuck. It's... Whoa!
And now he's transparent.
The ink bottle isn't empty at all. It's full of invisible ink. Not very strong, but not bad.
Whoa, there's someone who lives up there. Hello? Hello?
The woman seems preoccupied with her chores and doesn't notice Alexander.
Do you think that's like Ali's wife? That'd be pretty rad. Well, anyway.
Good day, Prince Alexander.
Alright, hey. Hey. I have a pearl. Pearls are valuable.
I found this large pearl. Might it be
It's a large
valuable
pearl.
enough to ransom back my family ring?
I have never seen such a perfect pearl. Certainly you can have your ring back.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't sell it. I'm a bit attached to it, I'm afraid.
Of course you are. You would be cold-hearted if you felt any differently. I am happy to see a family heirloom back with its rightful owner.
Yeah. So yeah, now we've got our ring back, which is really good. Because our ring is really our only proof of identity. Now this is really important.
Hello. I will be right up.
We have some different music.
Now, what can I do for you?
I can't wait to see this portrait. Nothing right now.
Good day, sir. Is there anything you can tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I'm sorry.
Oh my
But I
god.
have no time for idle conversation. I'm too worried about the princess.
Ooh, tell me more about the princess.
Excuse me again, sir. You mentioned the princess.
I told you I'm not interested in talking to strangers.
What on earth is with that portrait? Alright, so he doesn't know who we are, but we can introduce ourselves by showing him jewelry.
Determined to learn more about the strange man's relationship with the princess, Alexander shows the man his insignia ring and formally introduces himself.
I'm sorry to insist, but my name is Alexander of Daventry, and...
I appreciate the offer of the ring, Alexander, but I'm afraid I'm already spoken. Daventry? Where have I heard of Daventry?
Oh, he had eyes for a
Flying
second.
Flit mice. You must be Prince Alexander. Casima told me about you when she arrived home. How came you here?
Why, by a ship now wrecked upon the sand. But you know Casima? She truly spoke of me?
Yes, I saw her briefly when she first returned home. She mentioned a prince to me, the Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm afraid that was before she was told about her parents' deaths.
Oh.
You see, she arrived home a few weeks too late. The king and queen thought they'd never see her again, said they died of heartbreak. I'm afraid she's blamed herself.
What a terrible homecoming. If we had only known.
Terrible indeed, poor thing. Everyone in the kingdom seems to despair with her these days. The streets are silent.
Yeah.
Where is she now?
That's why we don't
The
have any
princess is
NPCs.
sequestered in mourning. It's a rather dated tradition, and not required, but the Wazir says she insisted out of respect.
I see. You've yet to say who you are and how you know the princess.
I? Oh, pardon me. My name is Jalo. I am clown to the royal court, and had been since the marriage of Casima's parents, King Calipham and Queen Alaria. Oh, those were the happy days. The pair of them were so full of joy and life, so in love. And Casima's birth. It would be hard to explain how long they had waited, how they had hoped for a child. I mean, she was such a charming little thing, smart as a whip, kind and sweet. Oh, she means everything to this kingdom, Alexander, and to me. I'm so terribly worried about her.
About her grief over her parents, you mean?
Well, the truth is, I do not trust the Wazir or his plans for Casima. I'm still living at the Castle of the Crown as court clown, his clown. But it is more to keep my ear to the ground than out of loyalty.
Yeah, court spy.
I wish I knew what the princess thinks these days. If only I could find Sing Sing, Casima's pet nightingale. I might be able to send the princess a message. As it is, I must wait for the end of her seclusion. Now I'm afraid I must hurry back to the castle. I'll try to return to the bookshop again later.
All right.
Thank you for speaking with me, Jalo. I hope we meet again soon.
So yeah, I think this is the only dead end in the game. If you do not introduce yourself to Jalo and befriend him. Well... Okay, I think you can still technically complete the game. You get, like, the absolute worst ending. If you do not befriend the clown, you get the worst ending. But yeah, if you do not introduce yourself to him and you lose the ring, then you are owned. But yeah, I like what Dijon de Jour says, that he's the Wizir, which is a cross between a vizier and a wizard. That's pretty excellent. And yes, we're using Maizu. So, yeah, that's good. We've met Jalo. I don't think we have any rare books. We have a sentence. Ali, do you have anything to say about that?
There's no reason to use that on the books.
It's always hard to tell.
There's no reason to use...
Merchant, would you be
Merchant.
interested in this?
No, thank you. I deal only in books.
This is like part of a book. Alright. We've still got the boring book. I guess we'll just have that for the entire game. Alright. Also, the other thing Jello mentioned was Casima's pet nightingale. It'd be great if we could find her. I didn't actually want to go in here.
Good day, Prince Alexander.
Hey. Alright. So I actually want to save here. So we've got a nightingale. And it might be Sing Sing. Let's talk to her.
Hello, Nightingale. What a
Oh,
lovely
I think we
tune
did this
you
already.
sing.
The nightingale only looks at Alexander suspiciously and continues to sing.
Have you ever seen a bird look at someone suspiciously? Or maybe have you ever seen a bird look at someone not suspiciously? Well, anyway, this is surely a good idea. It's a nightingale.
Alexander
Let's
winds the
use
mechanical
a
nightingale
nightingale
and places it on the ground.
on it. Like
The
plays the
mechanical
same music.
nightingale sings a sweet, tinny tune. The real nightingale in the tree cocks her head and listens intently. The nightingale flies to a lower branch and looks at Alexander curiously, as if she were deciding that this human might not be so bad.
Yeah, I'm nice. Also, one thing that messes with me is there is never anything in this hole.
Alexander examines the tree's hollow, but finds nothing of interest.
But I thought there's always exciting inventory items in, like, stumps and holes in trees. Well, anyway, so I can talk to Bird.
Hello, little Nightingale. Of what do you sing?
The nightingale only looks at Alexander curiously and continues to sing.
Now it's curious instead of suspicious. Alright, so here's something I'm gonna do for an extra scene. I'm gonna give it the love poem. And we'll see what happens.
Alexander
Oh no, snake.
holds out the love poem to the nightingale, hoping that she perhaps is the nightingale that Jalo spoke of, and that she might be able to take the words of love to her mistress, Casima.
For basically no reason, Alexander holds this
The
piece of
nightingale
paper out.
swoops down and grabs the poem.
Makes some very, very generous leaps of logic.
She flies off towards the castle, perhaps to Casima?
Sing Sing, what have you found? A scrap of paper? Oh, this is no mere bit of paper, but words of love. Who sent this? It must have been Abdul. Oh, Sing Sing, will he never give up? You must be careful, pretty bird. Stay away from Abdul. I don't trust him so close to you. Now go!
So yeah, If you just start sending weird shit out of nowhere, Cosima assumes that you're being a creeper.
The little bird returns to her branch without the poem. Alexander wishes he knew what happened to his message of love.
Which, for some reason, he expected the bird to tell him, I guess. But yeah, so we need to figure out some way of telling her who we are. And as you know, this is basically like a state-issued driver's license.
Alexander holds out his insignia ring to the nightingale, hoping she perhaps is the nightingale that Giallo spoke of, and that she might be able to take the ring to Cosima. The ring is the one thing he has that might alert Cosima to his presence on the Isles.
This is probably the most moon logic that the game
The
gets.
nightingale swoops down and grabs the ring.
Though to its credit, the game like lampshades it.
She
It's like,
flies
yeah,
off
this
towards
doesn't
the
make any
castle.
sense.
Perhaps to Cosima?
Sing Sing, what have you got in your mouth, my pretty? A gold ring? Sing Sing, where did you get this? Realm of Daventry. But this is Alexander's ring. Oh, my soul, he must be here.
She was actually really excited just when she
Sing
thought it was a
Sing,
ring.
I wish you could tell me what you've seen. Is he really here, then? On this very island? Oh, if only I could leave this castle as easily as you.
I guess she likes jewelry,
Take
I
this
guess.
ribbon, Sing Sing. If you know where he is, return it to him. Please be careful, Alexander. It is so dangerous, and yet I could not wish you away.
Yeah, I guess I'd be pretty excited if a bird brought me a gold ring too. Yeah, trinkets.
The little bird makes a delivery. It's a red velvet hair ribbon. Could it be? Could it possibly belong to Cosima herself?
Or am I merely wishing it were so? Oh.
I'm glad he acknowledges how absurd this is. Anyway, now we can send a love poem. The bird...
Alexander holds out the love poem, hoping that the bird will deliver it to the same place she took the ring, in the chance that the receiver might truly be Cosima.
Hoping that you'll do the same thing, and also that the same thing is the correct thing.
The nightingale swoops down, grabs the love poem, and takes it towards the castle.
Sing Sing, my sweet, you bring another present. Let me see. It is a poem, Sing Sing.
What was it when I looked
Oh,
at you?
let me go back to the
What
narrator.
power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight, I cannot live without the sight of you.
Oh, Alexander.
Whoa.
I was hoping he'd return to you. Take this to him while he waits. Hurry, my fleet one.
That required capitalization. That's how into it she was.
The little bird makes a delivery.
Alright. So I guess she took the intervening time to write a note, because that's what we have.
It's a note.
Dearest Alexander, I cannot believe you are here, my friend. Please, please be careful. Abdul isn't about to let anyone interfere with his plans. Watch out for Abdul's genie, Alexander, and do not do anything rash. I am not without resources, and I will prevail if I can only find some small means of defense. Do nothing to try to get to me. You must not be endangered again for my sake. Greatly in your family's debt,
Whoa.
Cosima.
Oh.
Alexander's hand trembles as he reads the note. For the first
Gee.
time in his long search, he has heard her voice again.
Wait, you heard
if
that
only
too?
in writing.
Weird.
No words of love, only friendly concern. Friend. Is the maiden merely shy, or does she regard him only as a brother?
I love it. Like, she's being sequestered against her will. There's this evil wazir who's definitely fucking shit up and has at least like told other islands to kill us on sight, and we're worried that we might be friend zoned. I love it. This game is so good. And honestly, like, I don't blame him. Can you imagine? You go out all this way, your crew's probably dead, and like, she's not even into you that way. But that would kind of suck. Alright, well, yeah. So we can read that again.
Alexander.
Dearest Alexander.
Yeah.
I cannot
You must not be
believe you are
endangered again
here,
for my sake.
friend.
G.
Please, please be careful.
I don't know what happened in this version of the game. I think it actually has to do with the duel. What if I just put it on text? Nope. Alright, so if we didn't have this on voice, then it would just end G. That's excellent. Alright, let's put the voices back on. It's good. This game is really good. I don't know about the detail slider. What if I put the detail slider all the way down? Nothing apparently changes. Does our animation have fewer frames? I don't think so. I have no idea what this detail slider does, but I'm turning it back up. Alright. Yeah, so... you know what? Let's go this way. Oh wait, I wonder... Jallo wouldn't be back, would he? Nah.
Hello.
Alright. Yeah, I guess maybe the detail could change the portraits.
How fare you, merchant?
Looks the
Quite
same.
well, thank you. I just finished a wonderful book on geological rock formations. Fascinating.
Fascinating. Alright, yeah, this slider does nothing. Let's continue. Oh, hey! What are you doing? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we can actually use the map here. Fun fact. Because, I mean, it's by the
There's
ocean.
no reason to use.
Hey.
Alexander sees.
Hey.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
There you go. Geological rock formations. The best kind of rock formations. Alright, well, let's go to... let's go to the Isle of the
Alexander
Beast.
feels a strange
I'm
pulling
curious.
sensation.
There's a deer. Deer are cute.
A little fawn is feeding on a grassy hillock near the sea.
This looks good.
An old abandoned hunter's lamp is hanging on one of the trees. Alexander wonders who might have hunted in these dense woods.
A hunter's lamp? Is that what you call that? Can we take it?
To get to the lamp, Alexander must first cross the pond.
Alright. That doesn't look too bad.
Alexander decides to brave the boiling pond.
And actually literally melts.
And soon realizes a deep sympathy for soup vegetables as he learns the true meaning of being in a stew.
That's not a phrase.
Tickets. Oh.
Yeah, that also gets cut off each time.
It looks like Alexander's in a bit of a stew.
You can't reuse the pun. That's... No, foul. I call foul. But yeah, the line gets cut off. He's supposed to say, tickets only. Which is an awful impression. I'm really bad at impressions, by the way. So I don't know why it gets cut off, or why the text says tickets please. But yeah, I call foul. I have been told try turning the game speed down. I assume with regard to the detail quality, but maybe not. Maybe just in general. Okay. Now detail up. This looks the same. I don't get it. Ah, we could let's make alphabet soup.
That would have no effect on the boiling pond.
Oh foo. All right. Well, we're basically stonewalled here, so
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Gnome Bitten, I assure you that I remember the solution to all of the puzzles in this game. Any feigning ignorance is merely for narrative entertainment. But yeah. So let's explore this island a little more. You think everything gets slightly fuzzier? Oh, the water stopped going, so like all the animations are gone. Yeah, the water, no animations. That's it. I wonder, is it binary then? What about like medium texture? Then no Z's here, but like the side of the ocean is moving. I figured out what the detail slider does. So it changes animations. So now it's like halfway, so the sides of the ocean are there. If I turn it all the way down, then nothing moves. And all the way up, and we get the Z's and everything. We have found one detail. Oh, turn the game speed down and maybe he'll get to say his line. I did. Alright. I hope you can actually hear Kaz, at least vaguely, because otherwise, you know, I'm just talking to myself. And then that's weird. I'm gonna die on purpose. This doesn't count.
The underwater tug before Alexander can... The current. As Alexander struggles to the surface for the third and last time,
quiet, sinister whispering.
He finds himself...
That's appropriate. That's basically Kaz.
Tickets. Oh.
Nope.
Next.
Tickets.
Nothing like getting swept off your feet.
All right. Alright, well, that's fine. Let's explore to the right.
Alexander hears someone coming.
This music is good.
5 fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man.
The portraits.
With ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If mad it be, then mad it dies.
Alright, just straight up murder.
Smell your smell. Do that which you do so well.
I demand that you get killed by each and every dwarf. Alright. Alright, hello. We can only look or inventory.
A gnome with a huge nose stands before Alexander.
What's up?
Alert, my brothers, as we feared, a man has landed here. A man, so sailor knows, into the waiting sea he goes.
And off we go. Whoop. Oh, nice close-up of the face.
The gnomes toss Alexander too far out into the sea for him to get his footing. The currents drag him under.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Guess those gnomes couldn't reach a consensus.
Except they could, and it was correct. Well, anyway. So, nose. We can cover up our nose with the flower of stench.
Alexander holds the flower of stench out to the gnome with the jumbo nose.
Tom Trow I am, that's all I'll be. My nose knows all on land and sea. A flower of stench has washed ashore. A flower 'tis all, and nothing more.
Maybe you should take the clothespin off.
Listen, hark you, broken oar, do your duty as you swore. With your ears, please tell us more.
Alright, so we're gonna die. Oh, wait, can we talk to him? No.
My ears can't miss that strong heartbeat. A man it is, a man we greet.
A man, so say our ears. We shall send him to his beer.
Send him to his beer? That doesn't sound too bad. Is that a word? I'm guessing the consensus thing is generic. I'll let this play out.
The gnomes toss.
Just kidding, I don't want to watch this. I have to. A movable frame on which a coffin or corpse is placed before burial or cremation, or on which it is carried to the grave. That's a beer.
Tickets.
Thank you very much, genetic scientists.
Next.
Guess those gnomes couldn't reach.
So yeah, we can cut it off after the rhyme next time. All right, well we have sound.
Alexander winds the tin nightingale and plays it for the gnome with the monumental ears.
Ah, it's the sound of a human winding something. It's the sound of a tin man-made nightingale. It is pretty though.
A nose is not a way to spy. My ears cannot be told a lie. A nightingale is all there be. No man is near, and so say me.
Alright, we did it.
Taste, grump, that we might know whether friend or whether foe.
This got really lewd all of a sudden. Oh no. Nope.
My tongue betrays this one so sly. A man it is, I tell no lie.
Grumfrup messes me up, yo.
And so say our tongue. To the realm of the dead we send this one.
So the one, like, in the group shot, the one with eyes has his eyes open while everyone else has their senses closed. So that's weird. Anyway.
Alexander holds the mint out for the gnome with the gigantic mouth.
Grumflump knows a tasty treat. It matters not what others bleat. No danger is this one so sweet. Trilly dilly, use your hands. Is it beast or is it man?
Alright, I hope this isn't too late to save. Well anyway, first we do nothing.
My hands know what the rest do not. A man is standing on this spot.
How does having gloves on, like, prevent you from feeling
a
anything?
man, so say our hands. We act at the wizard's command.
Alright. And so for the hand, we have a rabbit hand.
Alexander holds the rabbit foot out for the gnome with the huge hands.
Be all you mad? What aileth thee? A bunny can't trill merrily. A hare does not at all taste sweet. A rabbit here is all we greet.
All of these contradictions don't worry me at all, though.
Old Bill Batter, never fatter. Vision can resolve this matter. Look you now and end this chatter. Of all the senses, eyes are best. A man, I say, and hang the rest. A man,
It's pretty
a
valid.
man, so say our eyes. A man he be, a man he dies.
Alright. I have the invisible ink. Let's hope it works.
Alexander pours the contents of the empty-looking ink bottle over himself.
Joop! Very quickly.
By all that's beauteous, fair, and sightly, 4 morons do I sleep with nightly. There's
Nightly?
nothing there at all, I say. Enough of this. Let's now away.
Well, it's good to have a, you know, intimacy is important. It's good.
Alexander did it. He's fooled the guards.
5 deaths. Alright. Alright, death montage is over. Alright, so let's go to the right side of the screen. Bees.
Alexander is greeted with silence.
Ah, the silent bee.
Alexander can't see any way to hold a conversation with that.
Can't he though?
Little bees buzz around the books as though the pages were laden with the sweetest pollen. Maybe they're spelling bees.
Hope you like puns, everybody. Alright. Well, this is conspicuous, so let's check it out over here.
Wow. Hiya, gorgeous. Oh, what a luscious-looking hunk of flesh you are.
Thank you, I guess. Who are you?
How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean?
Wink, wink.
I was just thinking.
How do
it was
you
time I
say
found my
wink, wink?
50th, another husband. It would be quite a horror. I mean, an honor to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate. You'll never want to leave my little
You know
nest.
I'm, like, human-sized, right?
It is a lovely web, but my heart is elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat! I mean, the loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages.
She actually sounds really familiar. I feel like she voices someone in King's Quest VII. Maybe Valenice? Actually, Naira, if you have the IMDb page open, can you let me know if she voices anyone in King's Quest VII? Anyway, let's talk more Spider.
Have you changed your mind? My offer of dead wedlock is still open. Have you changed?
Okay. Well, what about this? This is conspicuous. She voices Valenice in this game. Well, is it also in the other game? Because she doesn't have any lines in this game.
That scrap of paper blew into my web from those
But all right.
books over there. The wind just thinks it can deposit anything here.
Alright, so this person voices Queen Valenice, Princess Rosella, Lady Ariel, White Chess Queen, and the Black Widow. Yeah, I don't think Valenice and Rosella weren't the same in King's Quest VII, though. Let's touch it.
Alexander reaches out to grab the scrap of parchment.
After my goods, are you? What a greedy little man you are.
Alexander feels the sharp prick of the Black Widow's teeth. Then, a strange burning sensation.
It's different than the strange pulling sensation from before. Not Valenice in 7, huh? She sounds a lot like her.
That's what you get for preferring that old scrap of paper to me.
Not here, but when she's being all sexy. Which is a little weird.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Why do you think they call her a widow?
I don't know. Why do you use your spacing so weird? Kerning's important. Alright. Well, let's talk to her again.
What?
Thank you.
The web?
Okay. Well, there seems to be a loose thread here that we might be able to take advantage of.
Hey, don't touch that thread!
Alexander snatches the scrap of parchment, curious to see what's written on it.
For basically no reason. Oh, love. Well, alright, I guess.
The wind blows the scrap of paper from Alexander's hand, but he remembers what it said well enough.
Alright, well, how about a book? We need a book.
What do you think you're doing?
The portrait.
I'm sorry. I
Can't
didn't
handle
realize these books had an owner. I'm in need of a rare book.
No owner. All books have owners, my good man. And this book owner, bookworm to you, wouldn't part with one of his books for anything.
Alexander
Isn't there
can remember
something I
words
can
of
do
up to
for
4
you to pay
letters.
for the book?
Let's see. Do you have an itinerant clause?
No. No clauses at all, I'm afraid.
As an exception, you always should.
Don't mind oxymoron and diphthong. They're fairly limited grammatical principles, you know.
I love this.
Let's see. A marsh pig that does Texas?
That sounds like a Space Quest item.
No. I'm afraid not.
A dangling participle?
I'm fresh out.
A purple fiddle whacker?
Lewd.
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
An idiosyncrasy, perhaps?
Alexander has tons of those.
Afraid not.
Oh, come on.
Then what good are you?
It's a good question.
Are you there, most venerable bookworm?
Do you have anything interesting yet?
I have a sentence.
A regular abnormality?
Let me see what I have.
I have a sentence. That's cool, right?
I have a sentence. Would that do?
An incomplete one, I suppose.
What is
Why,
incomplete about the sentence?
Actually, it is incomplete.
Just as I suspected, incomplete sentences are a dime a dozen. Why, you can literally just find them floating about. Complete sentences. Ooh, now there's something that's hard to come by these days.
I see. Sorry.
What about the note?
There's no reason to use that on a pile of books.
No? Oh, I'll bring him back out then.
Are you there?
Do you have
Alright, what about,
falling arches, perhaps?
Let me see what I have.
Alright, this has writing on it. This is tons of complete sentences, and then a G.
Would you take this in exchange for a rare book?
You want to trade that? There are millions of those lying about. No,
Aw,
thank you.
generic.
Are you there?
Do you have anything? A subordinate clause, maybe?
Maybe. Alright, yeah, this is a book.
Would you take this in exchange for a rare book?
You want to trade that?
Nothing? Really? Oh, that's weird. I'm mad I can't talk to the spelling bees.
Alexander.
Alright. Well. So, he's looking for something. And I guess we don't have it. Alright, well, let's see what's up here. Dog.
Alexander can't reach the trees in the swamp. A large tree stretches knotted limbs out over the swamp. Part of the tree's trunk is shaped like the face of a dog. Why, it must be a dogwood tree.
Of course. Well, what about stick?
Alexander sees no point in trying to talk to that stick in the swamp.
Alright. Well, what about the conspicuous inventory object?
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush. Apparently, the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
Alright, well, let's see. Here's something.
Hey, what do you think you're doing there? Get your hands off me! Hey!
Alexander picks up rotten tomato and puts him away. One never knows when one will need a rotten tomato.
You know, just having one around.
Hands off, you!
This is, I think, the only reason that we have a talk icon in the inventory.
What do you want from me? A recitation or something? Leave me alone! Yeah!
Yeah.
What do you want from me? Hands up!
The old rotten tomato gives Alexander a mean look and grumbles sourly.
It then gives opinions on various movies. Alright. There's not much here. Oh no. We're being
Those
poked at.
snapdragons don't like Alexander getting so close.
What about this?
There appears to be a hole in the garden wall. Through the hole in the wall, Alexander sees a land that resembles a giant chessboard.
The hole in the wall looks very upset.
Wow, it really is a hole in the wall.
Ah, everything's bad.
Zounds, those wallflowers sure are shy, and the snapdragons are awfully protective of them. Alexander can't even get close to the wallflowers without causing quite a stir.
Alright, well, let's go through these obnoxious-looking doors. Again, I used to play these games with the sound off for some reason, and so it bugged me a lot that I just stood here for like minutes. Though now I'm just standing here.
Checkmate. Only chess pieces allowed in chessboard land. That's right. Humans aren't allowed in and never will be. Stay out!
How do I become a chessboard? I want to be a blitzball when I grow up.
I must insist, Your Highness. I shall send a lump of coal to the Vizier and the Princess as a present for their wedding, and that's the end of it.
And I suppose you'll leave me with only this stupid spoiled egg to send, Your Highness. I want to impress the new king and queen of the realm as much as you do. As queen of this island, I have every right to that lump of coal.
Wait, new king and queen.
Who isn't queen of this isle? The lump of coal is in my possession. Therefore, I shall do as I please with it. Besides, there's nothing wrong with that spoiled egg.
The egg, though delightfully spoiled, is not nearly so valuable as the lump of coal, and you know it. Your Highness always got to carry the singing stone. It's not fair that you get the coal, too.
Here we get some more.
Doesn't count. The singing stone was stolen by that horrid beast. I should get to keep the coal just because my stone was stolen.
It wasn't your stone. It belonged to the Isle of Wonder treasury. Your Highness always thinks that everything is hers.
So what? The Isle of the Sacred Mountain.
Me, my good man, but could you settle an argument for us?
Which of us should get to carry the coal and which the egg? Remember, white is the color of deserving truth and virtue.
Quiet, Your Highness, and let him make up his own mind. I, for one, shall be more proper, and not even mention the fact that red is the color of love.
I'm sorry, Your Majesties. I'm partial to both red and white, but I'm afraid that I don't know how to solve your problem. One of you will just have to be gracious and allow the other the lump of coal.
The lip sync in this game is actually really good.
Stupid idea.
Quite ludicrous.
Well, at least they agree on that.
He was a lot of help, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. Obviously a man of high intelligence.
Ooh. Well, anyway, so...
The lump of coal goes much better with my gown anyway. Black and red are imperial colors.
Are you gonna let me finish?
That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Red does not go with anything, being much too self-conscious. White is the perfect accompaniment to any color.
Anyway, so yeah, at the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, they were saying that the people from the Isle of Wonder stole the Golden Fleece. Here, they're saying that someone at the Isle of the Beast stole the Singing Stone. So that's some of the high drama.
Alexander picks up the Red Queen's scarf.
Shabadoo asks, was it someone's job to go in time the lip flaps to the dialogue? Generally what you do with lip syncing is you have like a certain number of like, I want to say phonemes, so I'm not sure why. But basically, like you want to have just certain mouth shapes like t or o or ah. And then you kind of rewrite the dialogue. You basically tell like the lip sync program just use these phonemes, and then it does in order. Though I guess there has to be some way to adjust the timing of it, don't you think? But I don't know. I know that's generally the only way that I've seen it is you have usually the only time I've ever seen it was in the game engine, the Adventure Game Studio, which yeah, it gives you a list of phonemes and you have to put in the sprites for it. What a Great Coffee asks, how were you able to get a copy of this game? I bought it on GOG.com, which it's still the best place to get these kinds of games. So I bought it there and I'm playing it in ScumVM, which is excellent. So alright, well, we got nothing out of that. But yeah, when you buy it from GOG, it comes with manual.pdf, which has the whole bit in it. I've been reading from it on stream. I can highly recommend it. So, I'm just gonna save over pun time. Is it bedtime? Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So, we've pretty much explored all the islands, at least to some extent. Let's double check on the Isle of the Beast just real quick.
Alexander.
Oh, this is interesting music we have probably heard before.
Hello, friend. Aren't you an odd-looking little fellow?
I'm not odd-looking, you are.
Ah, it's Yoda.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you could speak.
Speak not? Funny is, speech I am and nothing but.
You speak strangely, friend.
Strange? My speech is not. Eloquence I speak with.
But who are you? And why are you here?
Away I fly my home from. Lost I am, therefore. As my name, too, can you guess not? It's what I do this branch with, and the way I speak of.
So, this is a dangling participle. It is dangling, I can't argue with that. But for the participle thing, like, it keeps ending in sentences with prepositions, but that's not what a dangling participle is. At least I think it isn't. I have tried to figure out what a dangling participle is for like the past 10 years of my life, and I've never managed to figure it out because it keeps getting overwritten by this character in a video game. But yeah, basically the idea in this case is that it likes to end its sentences with the prepositions, so we're gonna hand it a sentence that it can end with a preposition.
Alexander doesn't want to. Alexander holds the sentence out to the creature.
This sentence seems in need of an ending. Perhaps you could finish it?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Know what I do? Where are you going to? Like you I do. Go I with you?
I think the idea of a dangling participle is like you have a modifier that could refer to two different things.
It looks like Alexander now has a passenger.
Or maybe that's like a dangling modifier. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what a dangling participle is, and this makes me upset. Well, anyway.
Alexander.
But now we have this.
Alexander feels.
And now that we have a dangling participle, we can go talk to the bookworm again. Nice, like, purring sounds from the oysters. It's supposed to be snoring.
Are you there?
Do you have anything interesting yet?
Yes.
A fleeting moment, perhaps?
Let me see what I have.
Alright. Oh, what a cutie.
One end of the creature resembles a miniature dragon, while the other looks like a possum. What a strange-looking fellow.
Take me home to. Take me home to.
That's not a sentence either, you moron. Well, anyway. Let's give this slightly damaged grammatical principle that looks like a scorpion. Oh dear. There we go.
I found this little fellow lost on another island.
Coming home I am too.
There you are, you naughty boy. I told you not to leave the island.
Glad I am seeing you too.
A most solemn celebration.
Diphthong.
So, you found my dangling participle. I suppose I'll have to give you something. Let's see now. Was it a rare book you wanted?
Yes, sir.
Well, then none of these will do. They've been sitting in the sun far too long and must be well cooked by now.
Womp womp. On the other hand...
This one is far more rare. A delicious little tidbit.
Yeah, on the other hand, this is a perfectly
thanks.
good explanation for what an oxymoron and a diphthong is. An oxymoron being two words that contradict each other, used in the same phrase, while a diphthong being just a collection of vowels that make one sound. So, yeah. That came up in chorus once, and I was the only one who knew what a diphthong was. I felt really good. Ah, R for rare.
Alexander opens the rare book and looks inside. The book contains riddles and has a page missing. Alexander glances at a few of the conundrums, but finds himself more curious about the one that is missing.
Have you seen this page design
what was
before?
The riddle, he wonders. More importantly, what was the answer?
Player. Alright, so it's a book full of riddles that we're apparently not interested in. So let's leave. I did not major in anything English related. English was actually basically my worst subject in school. I majored in computer science, which is sort of the opposite of English. And yet, grammar is the computer science of language.
Magic map.
So I've always liked grammar. Making language conform to syntax. It feels good.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I usually liked grammar more than my teachers did, and that made them mad. I'd correct their slides. I may have been a jerk. Alright. Oh, there's a thing on the wall.
Alexander doesn't remember that sign being on the wall before. He decides to take a closer look. It's a proclamation. It reads, "Citizens rejoice, announcing the royal wedding and coronation of Wazir Abdul al-Hazred and Princess Kasima. For reasons of security, the wedding will not be open to the public. Long live the new king and queen of the land of the Green Isles." Alexander feels his stomach turn at the thought of the dread event. If he doesn't do something soon, Kasima will be another man's wife.
Alright. Well, that sucks. Anyway, Oh, Jalo!
How fare you? And what news have you from the castle?
Prince Alex!
Oh,
God.
God.
My fare is close to boiling. Have you seen the wedding proclamations around the village? I've heard rumors of the wedding, of course, but I didn't want to believe it, and I never thought it would be so soon.
She's still sequestered in mourning, right?
Married. Oh, it is an unpleasant thing to swallow, friend. If only I knew Kasima wished it. Tell me about the Wazir, Jalo.
The Wazir? Now there's a dangerous subject. His name is Abdul al-Hazred. He came to the kingdom 15 years ago. The king was fascinated by his knowledge and his fine-sounding ideas.
So Kasima had to be like 5 max, right?
To convince the king to trust him with the minor problems of daily government. You see, Caliphim had a wife and a new daughter he wanted to spend time with. Al-Hazred became Wazir.
How old is Kasima?
Well, he's had his eye on Kasima ever since she was a young girl. And she is the only thing between him and the throne.
Creepy.
Do you think he means to harm her?
Yes.
Oh, I honestly don't know. I think he'd rather keep her as wife. But whatever his plans for the princess, he will use her to his best advantage. That's his way.
Perhaps he has charmed her. Perhaps she cares for him now.
The Wazir is capable of anything. And Kasima must be vulnerable and lonely right now. Still, she has always instinctively distrusted him. Cassima has a good head on her shoulders. I'd be surprised if she's truly fallen for his words of love. I must return to the castle, Prince Alex, and you to your wanderings. May we both fare well.
All right. Well, it's a good to have a news update. All right, we have a book.
I found this rare book, and I thought of your offer.
R for rare.
Very interesting. Oh, it's a wonderful riddle book. Riddles are much more marketable than spells these days. I guess people believe more in mirth than in magic. Here is the spell book you wanted, and a fair trade it is, I must say. Enjoy it.
I certainly hope so. We shall see how rusty my spellcasting truly is.
All right, so this game has basically it has two endings to it. I'm gonna spoil that right away. I mean, I've already talked about how you only get the worst ending if you don't hang out with Jalo. But in the short path, let's say, you don't have to cast any magic, so that's like lame. But here's all the magic we can cast. So we can do magic paint, which will you make it and then you speak the incantation and then what you paint becomes real.
This is the first page.
All right, so that would be a cup of swamp ooze, river Styx water, and a black horse feather. I didn't know horses had feathers, but whatever. Make rain, a few drops of salt water, not from the sea, a vial of sacred water, and falling water. Just a ton of water. And then put it in a teapot. That's important. Charming a creature of the night. You need one skull full of embers, a little bit of brimstone, and a strand of a pure-hearted maiden's hair.
This is the last page.
All right, so we got 3 spells. That's it actually. All right, it's good to know. We'll keep that in mind. Well, we have a feather.
Alexander is carrying an unusually large black feather.
All right.
The feather feels very stiff and coarse.
Your candy dish is empty.
Oh no.
I am sorry, sir, but I have no more mints. Somebody has eaten them all.
Somebody has eaten them all.
Then.
I fear that is impossible. Without the fairy, I can no longer get imports from the other islands, and we do not grow mint extract on the Isle of the Crown.
Oh, I hate not getting what I want.
Ah, course. That rhymes with horse. So that has to be a horse feather. Alright. Well, we've used this nightingale twice now, so that's probably enough.
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
I'm thinking the tinderbox. By the way, this is a tinderbox.
Have you an interest in tinderboxes? This one is only slightly battered. It holds a good supply of flint, a sturdy striking pad, and even a candle in case you find yourself with naught else to hold the flame.
Alright.
I believe I'll take the tinderbox.
Very good, Prince Alex. Enjoy your tinderbox and bring it back anytime.
Thank you.
Just use this and then it has absolutely no depreciation of value. Alright. This is it's a pretty good group of inventory items. I think I'm actually going to call it for the night because it's late and I get up early. But I love this game. It's really good. And I don't like that the save got messed up. Well, not messed up, but just changed. I'm assuming the reason they did this is because the number of save files in the King's Quest games are pretty limited. I ran out in King's Quest V, as you guys know, probably. So this makes it a lot less so. So there's a reason, but still, It's like, there's bright yellow in the middle of my game. But oh well. That's part of King's Quest. Oh no. Alright. Yeah. That's part of King's Quest 6. This game's really good. I think probably on most objective measures it's one of the best, or it's probably the best King's Quest game. But yeah, like I said, I like King's Quest 7 a lot, so I'm really excited to get to it. But for now I get to sleep. So good night, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and I'll get back to this soon. Good night.